Hello Scorpio and welcome to your March reading. So, I meditated on your energy, laid down the first layer of cards like usual. And this month I also used an old deck of mine where only the major arcanas are in. And the card that came out for you is the Fool. So, the Fool on this deck is a bit different because you see his pants are pulled down. Because, and here you have like a white cat that just pulled his pants down and is like biting his shin there. So, not so pleasant. But it's just the warning of the tarot that when we do a leap of faith, when we walk with that innocence of the child going into a situation, we have to make sure that our past will not come back to bite us. Here, it's not just our past. The white cat is spirit. Lessons we haven't learned, things we did not process or whatever will come and bite us. So instead of being that beautiful leap of faith, it is going to be oh my god, I did not expect that. So it's just like another aspect of the Fool, because he is the beginning of a new cycle. Just make sure your past cycle is really cleared, that you're not carrying anything from that old vibration, so that you can start this new life cycle in peace. So, okay, let's look at you. Two first cards that came out, 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups together. So, right away that tells me there's this end of a cycle with what I see here of your highest vibration capacity to feel love and share love and rise in this water vibration, and also in the structure of your life. It can be the family structure, it can be the business structure, your heritage, what you have built until now, what has been transmitted from one generation to another, name it, is at its summum right now. It reached its ceiling. So it doesn't mean that you're flying in happiness and with an amazing family. If it's the case, perfect. This does not resonate with you. If you've hit the ceiling and you are now going to go into a higher level, then yes, this is for you. Because after I have the Two of Swords. So there's an inner decision that needs to be taken for you to rise above the conditions that you have now, the limits of the conditions you have now. And after that I have the Five of Pentacles. And that is an energy that needs to be readjusted. All the fives are distortions. That karmic distortions from beliefs, from illusions, from all sorts of things, restraints we put to ourselves. But here you have to make an inner decision, because part of you kind of believes in that, believes maybe you deserve less, you're not enough. It's the lack mentality, and that if you don't take care of it in your next venture, of course it's gonna come and bite you in the shin and pull your pants down. Because if you haven't processed that energy completely, it's gonna repeat itself until you understand it and you can rise above it, transform it. Under our 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles, I have the Page of Swords. So see, he just gained a sword here. Just gained a new information. That's why you're in the Two of Swords here, where you have to make a decision. And that information that just came to you It can be an information from somebody that tells you something you see, or just that understanding that you get, you know, like, oh my God, I just realized this. It is a new knowledge, a new clarity, a new information. You don't know how to do with that yet. You haven't mastered that new information yet. That's why you're at the page, and it doesn't fit with what you have believed before. And that, under the Two of Swords, I have the Five of Cups. Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups. This is when we focus on our griefs and what we have lost in life. Focus on it so much that it becomes our reality. That's all we see. For some of you, you will learn of something that really brings you grieving, and you're going to have to make a decision about it. Others of you, you will realize what you've been carrying with you, and that those disappointments maybe brought you kind of false beliefs about yourself and life, and not being able to see the castle past there. You know, you pass the river and there's a castle, there's Two of Cups behind him, all of that. Is this what I think that I am owed by life? That this is what life gives me? I am in my cloak of grief. After that, I have the Pope, and I have another Five of Wands. So the distortion is in your value of yourself, is in your emotions, and is in your willpower. It affects your will, of how you translate your spirituality into this 3D world. The Five of Wands, see, it's the kids, they're like fighting with those wands. If they were grounded and not holding on energies, if they weren't distorted, they would actually form a pentagram. Pentagram is what? It's being in power in our world. It's our five senses. It's the symbol we make of the human experience in this world, having power over it. Here we can't manifest anything because our will is going all over the place, because we've been carrying this, and it's almost like you kind of get it. I cannot live anything more emotionally satisfying or more abundant as long as I keep these two energies. That's why it's the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles. These distortions are blocking you from ascending to higher emotions. But the Pope is here. The Pope is there with his discernment, his mudra, saying, all you see is not all there is. This is not your only reality. This is the reality you believe now. So under our page here, that kind of understanding that he got about that, we have the High Priestess, the Devil, and the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands here just says that the drive, the energy behind the moves and the decisions you make. Are they inspired by your soul, your higher self, your spirituality, or by the limits of your mind that tell you you'll never get more than that? You better settle for this guy or this job because you know, don't imagine you'll ever make 100,000 a year. You know, you're good with 20. That's his illusion. But your soul knows different. So what is the drive behind your actions? Eight of Wands. And it's almost like you're seeing this. How, you know, like the reasons we make choices and things like that. Here under the Two of Swords, because now you will have the opportunity to really make that inner decision to let that go. Why? Because you will see 9 of Pentacles, your true value. This is being solid, grounded, knowing exactly what we have built in the past. She has a bird on her hand. She can communicate with spirit. It's being independent and solid. Nobody needs to fill her cups. Nobody needs to give her value, put her first, because she doesn't put herself first, you know. So this is solved in there. And here I have the moon. So we're talking about this is happening inside. That decision is happening inside. The moon, all these things are in your unconscious, in your shadow. This is shadow work. So who are you going to listen? To the wolf or to the dog? To spirit or to your ego? So it's really I mean, if you would be playing bowling, that decision would, you know, strike down 3 distortions at the same shot, you know, giving you a winning shot. And it's a bit what they're saying. It's almost like discovering what was the motor of your decisions before and why now it is time to start a new cycle, but by making sure that these energies are really processed and gone, so that they don't come back and bite you in your new cycle. Let's clarify this for Scorpio. Processing distortions like that, we need first to accept that we have them, taking them in, eating. Then we will have to digest them. So that means breaking them down, you know, like we do with our enzymes. Breaking an energy down, a distortion down, it's like really understanding its effect, what it does, what it costs us, where it came from. And once we turn that, you know, mush so much, at one point we need to let it out, flush it down the toilet. This is the process. And then it's not part of us. We have only kept the good parts of it, the wisdom of it, the vitamins from it. But the rest is gone. And that's what needs to happen here. This is like the shadow work, in the sense of actually going into our shadow and looking at these things clearly. So that after that we are freed from them and we can ascend to a higher level of cups and pentacle. Okay, show me the 10 of cups and the 10 of pentacle. Okay, that was fast. And that is the Queen of Wands. So, Queen of Wands, she's the one that allows what she wants to, she attracts. It's the law of attraction with the Queen of Wands. Here, the moves you make, depending of where you are, is going to what is going to be manifested. Queen of Wands. So this is, you know, telling me that it's going to change what you want also. 2 of Swords for Scorpio. 2 of Swords for Scorpio. So I have the Five of Swords, and I have Justice. There is Justice. It's beautiful. So there is your two swords. One where you let these things deceive you, bring you down, take your swords, and you are like the two characters in the Five of Swords. You have this character with all the swords and the two others in the back crying. So letting the Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Five of Cups defeat you, and leaving you miserable. Or Justice, you have that one sword and you make a decision to readjust the situation. This is what you have to make the decision about. Show me the Five of Pentacles for Scorpio. Show me the Five of Pentacles for Scorpio. Woohoo! Oh, it is death. All right. So it is the transformation of that energy. That is beautiful. Transforming the Five of Pentacles, that lack mentality. We're accepting it to be completely processed. And the Moon and Death are the two beginning and end of a quest of process, also of shadow work and process, of rebirth. So there, that energy is going to die and be transformed at the end of the month. That feeling of not deserving, not being enough, and all of that. Page of Swords. Page of Swords for Scorpios. Page of Swords for Scorpios. I have the Knight of Cups. There you are. Knight of Cups with the Page of Sword. Well, that's you, Scorpio, but that's also like, you know, when we move with our emotions, what is in those emotions? That's why you cannot have this. If you carry this with you, then what are you going to mirror? He's holding an Ace of Cups in his hands. So this is almost like understanding that part also. Show me the Five of Cups for Scorpio. Two of Pentacles. Yeah. So do you hold on to the past? Do you hold on to the past sorrows and things like that? Or do you take the new way of seeing, feeling life? Because this holding on is putting you into the Two of Pentacles. It's that loop with the juggler on it, you know, where we have ups and downs of emotions. It's a dance of Shiva. I am accepting to let something die and to becoming the new. Accepting to let go of the past griefs, maybe your past story also, you know. I am somebody that suffered a lot. It's very hard to live in harmony and be happy if you associate yourself with suffering and loss. Show me the Pope. Oh, that was quick. Eight of Cups. And Eight of Cups is leaving that emotional baggage behind. That is the decision you need to take. And here is the Ace of Wands. It's willpower. It's out of will. How do we let go? Well, you have to want it. You have to take that will, that fire, and say, this is what I want. And I'm choosing to do that. It's like, and it's not easy letting go of our old story. It's as hard as quitting smoking because you've been so used to it, used to filter every decision out of it. Your identity was it. All of that was it. So it's more than an addiction. It is going to be out of willpower and discernment, the Pope, from the spiritual understanding that you got. Because you know that here it is maybe still conflicted, all of that in you, but you're going to achieve it. You have to. Show me the High Priestess. Here I'm going to pull a card for the High Priestess and one for the Devil. Because they're saying how it influenced every move you made. Eight of Wands. How you respond to things, you know, because these are back and forward moves also. Show me the High Priestess for Scorpios. So I have the Nine of Cups and the Two of Swords again. So the High Priestess knows that see the Eight of Cups, you have to make the decision to leave all of that behind. After the Eight of Cups is the Nine of Cups, because we have gained self-love here with an Ace of Cups. The High Priestess is telling you this is the decision you need to take. To be in a self-fulfilling, emotionally self-fulfilling space. It's the High Priestess, it's your soul that's telling you to take that decision, to make that final inner decision. Show me the Devil. Show me the Devil. The Devil is the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. Six of Wands, sorry. Six of Wands. I look at the reverse things. Six of Wands. So, Six of Wands is supposed to be Jupiter in Leo. It's the solar plexus. It's part of our ego also. It is the recognition of oneself. But with the Devil here, it's like having no recognition of ourselves. Not coming back from war. Not being acclaimed by all the parts of us on the white horse that we are we have conquered these things. So this is the illusion that he is giving you. Not only, you know, that you are not enough and all of that, but on your self-worth, on your ego, the enthusiasm of somebody that knows what they have to offer and just spreads it out there, you know? This is where he is giving you the illusion that you don't have that. And why? Because you've been carrying all the times that you have lost that in you. And it's so that's why you need to take that decision. Six of Wands. So show me the Nine of Pentacles. This is the self-esteem. You know, when we get that card, it's promotion, being acknowledged for who we are and all of that. So imagine all the opposites of that. Letting the outside events affect us. because we don't recognize our own fire value and all of that. 9 of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so here I have the Page of Cups, and here I have the Ten of Cups and the Page of Cups. So I'm gonna show you the Ten of Cups. You have like the rainbow on it, and here is the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. You have that also here in the bottom of the deck with the Ten of Cups. So this is all about that capacity to transmute your emotions. When we transmute our emotions, what happens? Through the fire of our heart, those waters kind of evaporate. And when the sun, the light goes through it, it creates a rainbow. That's why there's a rainbow on the Ten of Cups. It's that highest level that the water can reach, in a way. And here with the Page of Cups, that tells me that there's the finishing of that cycle and the new cycle starting. The Page of Cups grabbed the Ace of Cups. This is accessible in the decision that you make. Six of Swords, moving to calmer waters. Show me the Moon. Show me the Moon. Now in the Moon, here's the High Priestess, number 2. So here in your unconscious, this is the, and here I have the Emperor. So this is an inner decision, really bringing your higher self, your connection to your soul, your connection to what is much more than this little life experience than we have now. The High Priestess, connection to the cosmic intelligence, and that bringing that into your unconscious, that all these things are being carried there, so you can use your judgment and transform that with the fire of your soul. Transform that, and this way you will gain much more control over your life. Emperor can also have to do with the masculines in your life, but this way the new cycle that you are going to start will not be one where spirit comes and bites you, so that this comes again to the surface and that you have to deal with it again, so that it is a true new cycle, the Fool here. And you have the Hebrew letter Shin here. Now Shin is the teats of the divine. It's like a judgment. It's like the process I was speaking of, like with the food, you know, processing these things, biting. It's you know, that part of spirit of the divine. It's one of the last letters of the Hebrew alphabet, Shin, because after that it's the cross, it's the finished. So Shin is that judgment where what is no longer will be processed and bitten off, so that only the pure can come out. for us doing it ourselves also. The teeth, shin. It's very fiery. And here you have very fiery stuff too. So anyway, on that Scorpio, I'm gonna call this a lot of people are making a transition this month. A lot of people making inner decisions, transmutations, transformations, and things like that. So here it's a bit of the same process again, but you're going to strike down three aspects that are actually affecting you and preventing you from rising higher levels of emotional satisfaction and also abundance. So yeah, I have to call it inner decision again, because this is what you have to take. Anyway, if I find something else, I'll find something else. On that Scorpio, I'm gonna wish you a beautiful month of March. This is a month of rebirth also. Spring is coming, and maybe this is your occasion for the rebirth, you know? There you go. And so celebrate that spring equinox. Thank you for sharing and commenting and watching the videos. It helps to grow the channel. Thank you for private readings. The description is below. And thank you for the ones of you that gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on the full moon and new moon, I include you in giving back ceremony. Apart from that, well, you can watch your ascendant, Venus, and all of that, moon sign, to have like a bigger picture. And on this, I'm gonna wish you love and light and send you love and light for the month of March. And I'll see you next month. All right.